Welcome to Safe Again, a mind, body, soul reset for the trauma tired. Module 5, I keep imagining the worst, from fearful fantasy to empowered imagination. Thank you for being here. We're starting on time. My name's Julie, and I'll be leading today's module. If you have any questions, feel free to hold on to them to the end or send me a message in the chat. This is a safe space. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable. Keep your camera on or off. Grab a glass of water. Take a break if needed. No pressure. Just take what you need. In the words of Carl Sagan, imagination will often carry us into worlds that never were. But without it, we go nowhere. When we've been through trauma, it can feel like we're stuck, reliving the same struggles. But today, we're taking the first step to understanding those responses, so they no longer define where we're headed. Let's begin. Module 5. I keep imagining the worst, from fearful fantasy to empowered imagination. We've all been there, right? You're lounging on the couch, phone in hand, just planning a quick check notification, but as your thumb swipes, you pull deeper into the feed and suddenly you're reading headline after headline, each one worse than the last. News about global crisis, political chaos, environmental disasters. It feels like the world's falling apart. You try to stop, but it's like you can't. Each post, each article, each image pulls you in further. Your mind races with worries, and despite how anxious it's making you feel, you keep scrolling, almost hypnotized by the endless stream of bad news. And before you know it, you've scrolled for hours, feeling more drained and unsettled than before. You wonder how you got there. But yes, this is the familiar story of doom scrolling, the cycle that keeps you trapped in negativity, making it harder and harder to look away. But the truth is, you can break free anytime. Why am I even talking to you about this? Deserve to imagine. 1, you're smart and capable, your mind's powerful, you have both logic and creativity within you, and you can learn to balance and shift between them. The ability to turn on or off your imagination is in your hands. 2, your reactions are temporary patterns. What you feel now isn't permanent. Emotions and reactions are just patterns. You have the power to change them. You're not stuck, you're evolving. 3, you have the right to change. If you're still wondering why things still feel off, it's because you're ready for a shift. You deserve to imagine a new reality where your mind works for you, not against you. This is your time to rewrite the narrative. So what are we really talking about here? Before diving into creativity and imagination after trauma, let's pause to consider what it truly means to unlock your mind. What does it feel like to be fully creative and imaginative without fear holding you back? For some, it's about feeling more mentally free, where ideas flow naturally and effortlessly. For others, it could mean using imagination as a tool for healing and transformation, allowing your mind to explore new possibilities and visions without the weight of past trauma. As we move through life, we're often surrounded by advice on how to harness our creativity. Some of it comes from trusted experts, others therapists or neuroscientists, while other advice might come from friends or random sources online. When it comes to creativity, it's important to sift through the noise. Experts have deep knowledge and experience, but online tips can be hit or miss. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide what resonates and, more importantly, what helps you unlock your creative potential, free from fear. About me, I'm Julie, a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a master practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming and a life coach. I work with the mind and subconscious to help you unlock your true potential. Your brain, the dominant and non-dominant hemispheres. Welcome. Today we're diving into a powerful concept about your brain, how its two hemispheres work together, especially if you're managing trauma. Understanding the roles of the dominant and non-dominant hemispheres can help you harness your mind's full potential, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed by trauma. This knowledge gives you the tools to regain control, shift your thinking, and reclaim creativity. The dominant hemisphere, the logical side. First, let's talk about the dominant hemisphere, associated with logic, language, and order, the left side of your brain, where much of your communication and rational thinking occurs. Language processing. From the time we're 2 years old, we start learning language. This part of the brain helps us produce both spoken and written words. Tempo control. This part of the brain also regulates the pace of your actions, like the speed you walk, drive, talk. It governs your rhythm in life. The contralateral body connection. The dominant hemisphere controls the opposite side of the body, which means it helps maintain your physical coordination. The non-dominant hemisphere, the creative side. Now let's turn to the non-dominant hemisphere, your brain's creative, imaginative, and intuitive side. Visual and spatial awareness. The non-dominant hemisphere is all about processing images and space. It helps you visualize and see the world beyond its physical boundaries. Melody. This hemisphere also responds naturally to melody. If you've ever noticed music or singing, a calming tone helps you relax, this is that hemisphere at work. Symbolic language. The non-dominant hemisphere loves metaphors, symbols, and analogies. When creativity feels overwhelming, sometimes your non-dominant hemisphere can be too creative and your mind start to spiral into overwhelming, unhelpful thoughts. If that happens, it's important to shift your focus back to the dominant hemisphere to regain balance. The dominant hemisphere helps you take control, focusing on logic, order. So count slowly in your mind and focus on a simple task to bring you back to reality. Your brain is a remarkable tool. By understanding the roles of both hemispheres, you can better navigate challenges that the trauma presents. Balancing of a dowel and speaking, the spillover effect. Let's talk about an interesting phenomenon that illustrates how our brain's hemispheres work together or against each other, depending on the task at hand. This is a great example how two examples can either promote or interfere with one another, depending on which side of the brain they activate. Here's an interesting experiment, balancing a dowel in one hand while speaking. The dowel is held in the left hand, the dominant hemisphere. Performance improves when the person speaks simultaneously. The explanation for this is simple. Speaking and balancing are complementary activities managed by the same hemisphere, but when the dowel is in the right hand, which engages the non-dominant hemisphere, the performance is impaired when speaking at the same time. Why? Because the two activities are now competing. Speaking requires a dominant hemisphere, balancing with spatial awareness in the right hand taps into the non-dominant hemisphere. This is a classic case of the spillover effect, where the functions of the two hemispheres interfere with each other when they're performing opposing tasks. In the case of recognizing shapes in the right visual field, the left hemisphere, language-related, that's being engaged, and speaking in that instance helps the recognition process, enhancing the visual field task. Similarly, rehearsing melodies, singing to yourself, taps into the right hemisphere function of music and melody processing. It enhances the recognition of elements in the left visual field, which the right hemisphere controls. This spillover effect is where certain activities from one hemisphere can promote or interfere with activities in the opposite hemisphere, depending on whether they complement or compete with each other. How does this relate to trauma and healing? When you're working with trauma and trying to rewire your brain, it's easier to focus on one side of the brain at a time. Activities that engage one hemisphere, like creative visualization or counting, can help bring balance and support healing. For example, if you're tempted to count and visualize at the same time, It kind of puts you into a hypnotic trance, like counting sheep before bed. So rather than count the sheep, just count. Imagine the numbers. If you want to think about sheep, just think about sheep without the counting. By consciously focusing on one side of your brain, you can help shift your focus for trauma and healing. Trauma has a pattern. After trauma, your mind can often follow certain patterns that limit your creative potential. You might find yourself stuck in certain thought loops, but the good news, these patterns can be shifted. Here's how trauma shows up in your imagination. I keep imagining the worst scenarios and my mind races with them even when I know they aren't real. I feel like my imagination is locked in the past. Every time a reminder of my trauma surfaces, my heart races, I feel out of control. I often escape into vivid, elaborate daydreams that allow me to avoid dealing with my reality. I try to distract myself or avoid anything that reminds me of my trauma. It feels easier than controlling it. My mind keeps replaying the past. It feels like I'm stuck in a loop, unable to move forward. I can't stop worrying, and my anxious thoughts make even the simple tasks feel impossible. Once you start recognizing the pattern of trauma, at least you'll know what you're dealing with. You can begin to rewire your imagination, turning it from a source of fear into one of empowerment. You have the ability to reclaim your creative mind and use it to create new, empowering, positive visions in your life. Let's remind ourselves how our subconscious mind is quietly running the show. Right now, we're breathing, we're blinking, probably not even thinking about it. It just happens. Now, let's say we all focus on something like counting jelly beans in a jar. This is a dominant hemisphere brain activity. If we did this nonstop for an entire year, we'll probably get stuck in a loop, counting jelly beans over and over. Seriously weird. Here's where it gets interesting. Your brain is wired to respond to your environment. If you start having memories of counting jelly beans, your midbrain signals your body to produce the chemicals that go with the feeling of counting jelly beans, or any other slightly obsessive experience. Once that signal reaches your pituitary, it triggers a chain reaction, kind of like the fight or flight response. The pituitary and hypothalamus work together, producing peptides that match the emotional experience of counting jelly beans. These peptides are then released into your bloodstream, traveling throughout your body. Since you've been counting jelly beans non-stop for an entire year in this thought experiment, your body is now packed with receptor sites designed to attract those jelly bean counting chemicals. And guess what? Now you've got a loop of emotions and you don't even have to think about it. It's automatic, just like breathing or blinking. Now let's flip it. Instead of counting, let's focus on estimating jelly beans in a jar, a non-dominant hemisphere activity. If we did this for a whole year, we wouldn't just estimate jelly beans, we would probably start estimating everything. Wild, right? And just like before, your brain responds to your focus. If you start having memories of estimating jelly beans, your midbrain signals your body to produce the chemicals linked to that experience. The pituitary and hypothalamus step in, releasing peptides that match the feeling of estimating. With time, your body builds receptor sites tuned to estimating related emotions, and soon enough, you're in a loop just like before. The only difference this time, it's a different thought pattern running the show, and your mind and body are always working together, even when it feels like you're on autopilot. And when you feed your mind the right input, it processes everything throughout your system, shaping how you feel. You didn't ask for trauma, but this same system is at play, looping, reinforcing things that have stuck with you. The key, becoming aware of these patterns so you can start shifting them in a way that serves you. But here's the good news, to remind you, as Earl Nightingale said in The Strangest Secret, the human mind is much like a farmer's land. The land gives the farmer a choice. He may plant whatever he chooses. The land doesn't care what he planted. It's up to the farmer to decide. In the mind, like the land, we return whatever we plant. If you plant corn, you get corn. If you plant nightshade, a poison, you get nightshade. It's the same with our minds. We can plant success or failure, good or evil. confusion or clarity, but what we plant is what we get back. In other words, your mind doesn't judge, it simply grows whatever you plant. How to start shifting it. Before we wrap up, I'd love to invite you into a short guided hypnosis session. You don't need to close your eyes unless it feels right. Just allow yourself to tune out the outside world for a moment and gently turn inward. If you're not quite ready for this, or it's not your thing, that's completely okay. Just listen with an open heart and it can still be powerful. This track is called Confident Counting and Imagination. It's designed to softly remind your nervous system that it's okay to relax. You're safe now. Healing's already happening. The future holds light. So if you're ready, let's begin. Take a deep breath in and out. That's it. Perfect. With each breath, allow your body to soften, your mind to slow. Imagine a warm wave of relaxation flowing through you from the top of your head down to your toes. And as you breathe, imagine drawing in this sense of calm. As you breathe out, release. There's nothing you need to do right now except be here in this present moment. Now let's gently engage your logical mind. In your mind's eye, begin counting slowly from 1 to 10. See the numbers appear before you, clear and steady. 1, 2, 3. With each number, feel more at ease, more focused. 4, 5, 6. Your mind sharp and steady and calm. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, you have engaged your mind in a structured, stable rhythm. Now we'll shift. Now let go of the numbers and step into a place of imagination, a door in front of you. Open this door. It leads to a world where you are strong, capable, and calm. And as you step into your peaceful garden you created in Module 1, where you planted your healing seeds, see the garden you've nurtured before in full bloom. Notice how many plants have healed. Look around. See the colors, the textures, the scents. Let yourself feel fully immersed in this world. This is a place where you're free to dream, to create, and reimagine. Now, let's return from counting, reinforce this sense of stability, counting backwards from 10 to 1 this time. 10, 9, 8, feeling more grounded, more centered. 7, 6, 5, feel your mind and body are in sync. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now return to your healing garden, but this time imagine yourself creating something magnificent, painting a painting, sculpt a statue, or compose a symphony that resonates with audiences. Feel the rush of excitement as you unveil a groundbreaking product that sizzles with potential. Smell the sweet scent of success as your idea takes flight, and taste the satisfaction, changing the lives of your innovation spread across the globe. See your vibrant masterpiece come to life on canvas, each stroke echoing with passion. Feel the texture of the paint beneath your fingertips. Your art whispers to the world, drawing crowds that shout your name. Feel the electric buzz in the air as your words burst onto the page, each scene unfolding like a cinematic dream. Hear the crowd roar as you step into the stage, your heartbeat syncing with the rhythm of the music. Solve a global problem. Feel the earth beneath your feet as you ignite a movement to change the course of history. Become a humanitarian leader. Feel the weight of responsibility. Let it fuel the fire, transforming lives. Become a renowned scientist. See the spark of discovery flash before your eyes as you unlock the mysteries of the universe. Lead a movement for change. Feel the rhythm of the revolution pounding in your chest as you rally the masses of equality. Become a famous person and hear the crowds roar as you step onto the stage with your message. Now remember Module 2 when you were imagining all the people who wanted to help you. Perhaps you saw the National Guard standing by, offering their protection and strength. Perhaps it was the Marines were there with their discipline and courage, ready to help you face any challenge. These were the people that were part of your imagination, the strength you hope for, the help you wish for. They offer you their power, their support, their protection. But as you stand here in your garden, you ask yourself, what if the person I need right now the most is you? All right, and let's use technique you mastered in Module 3. Imagine the red balloon clearly now. Picture yourself huffing any unwanted feelings into a big red balloon. Feel the weight of it. Let any frustration into the balloon. Feel all the anger, tension, stress you've been carrying. Feel the weight of that anger in your hands, but also feel the lightness of the balloon, reminding you have the power to let go. Let this red balloon float away as you count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch it float, carried by the wind until it disappears into the sky. Notice how much lighter you feel. As that anger floats away, you've allowed it to be carried just like the old balloon. You feel freer. You're in control of your thoughts now, aren't you? Do you remember the future version of yourself you created in Module 4, deeply relaxed in the future? You used the powers you had as a small child when you could imagine what it felt like to be a superhero, and you projected those feelings into a future version of yourself. Now take 5 slow breaths as you watch your future self 5 years from now. Notice how relaxed they are. 5. Watch their body become lighter. 4. See their shoulders drop. 2. Watch them breathe with ease. Big smile on their face. 2. Notice how they walk lightly, freely. 1. Notice how they can sit down into a comfortable couch, watch TV, read a book, go fishing, stretch, or just laugh. So easy to count to 5, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in a moment I'll count 1 to 5, and with each number you'll begin to return to the present, bringing with you this deep sense of relaxation and calm. When you reach 5, you'll open your eyes, fully awake, alert and at ease, knowing you can tap into relaxation anytime you choose. 1, slowly coming back to the present, feeling calm and peaceful. 2, becoming aware of your surroundings but feeling deeply relaxed. 3, starting to move your body gently, stretching, waking up. 4, feeling refreshed, clear mind and relaxed. 5, eyes open, fully awake, feeling grounded, relaxed and in control. Welcome back. You've done amazing work today. Thank you for being fully present and opening yourself up today. As you may already feel, the hypnosis session has guided you into a space of deep inner calm and healing. Having already experienced that shift, we now mark the completion of Module 5. I keep imagining the worst, from fearful fantasy to empowered imagination. I'm excited to continue this journey with you. Over the next few days, we'll explore a series of 5 transformative modules designed to deepen your healing and empower your inner self. Why do I still feel like this? Module 1, 2, stuck on repeat. 3, it wasn't fair. 4, my body won't relax. 5, I keep imagining the worst. And a special edition bonus module, I want my life back, reclaiming joy, choice and connection. Each module builds on the progress we've made today. While you still might carry the subtle echoes of the hypnotic state, know that these sessions will guide you further into healing, helping you understand, release, and ultimately transform the challenges you face. Thank you for taking this brave step today. I look forward to joining you on this continuous journey of growth and empowerment.